Hello, everybody. Well, I'm super excited to share something with you. How many of you would love to add to your team? Yes? All right. Well, how many of you would love to run up to this prospect, girlfriend, sibling, BFF, whatever, and say, I really want you on my team. Just sign up. And they'd go, okay. And they would sign up. But in all reality, that's probably not going to happen. It might, but it might not. So, how do you share the information? Well, there's lots of ways. You can, of course, get them on our Thursday night sharing events, but I find you want to layer a little bit of information. So, one of my favorite things to send out is a video called Mary Kay Turns 60. Not Mary Kay the woman, Mary Kay the company. And the video is on Mary Kay in Touch under Video Lounge. And it is only 4 minutes. And what I love about it is it shows every ethnicity, every age, every background. It talks about how people are independent contractors within Mary Kay, so on and so forth. So it's very powerful and it's 4 minutes. And I find that it might spark some interest, but I'm going to give you a different idea. And this idea originally comes from our a thing that we did last February, like February 2024. It was like it was like a whole challenge of one thing every day. But Melanie Nelson also just brought it to my attention. So we're going to use this tonight. And this is the script that I want you to use. You're going to decide, draw a line in the sand and say to yourself, I'm moving into leadership or I'm moving into management. The bottom line is get a red jacket, get into team leader, get into DIQ, become a director, make 300% more money. And it isn't just the money, it's the mentoring, coaching, and having a bigger audience, having a bigger impact. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to say to three people in your life who you admire. Now, I wouldn't pick anybody. I would pick people who are what I would call balcony people. Mary Kay used to call negative people basement people and positive people balcony people. So pick three balcony people in your life. They might be relatives. In my life, none of them were relatives because all my relatives were negative, except for Janice, who was already in Mary Kay. So Katie has decided she's going to role play with me. And Katie is already a new consultant on my team, but we're pretending she's not. And so what I would do is I would call Katie and say, Katie, so part of my training is to do 3 surveys with my director, and I need to know if you could be one of my 3. And she would
Okay.
say,
Okay. Sure.
okay.
What do you need me to do?
So what I would at that point, I would set up, and this is normally through a text or a voice text, I would set up a time that my director is available, and we would probably do a 3-way call. Now you could do a 3-way on Zoom as well. I love Zoom personally because I love to be able to see body language and I'd love to see their beautiful face. But if not, you can always just do it by a phone call. Okay. So I'm going to now ask Katie questions. And if I can get my computer to cooperate here, it's minimizing everything. Okay. So remember, this Katie might be a client of mine that I haven't even had for very long. But what I am going to tell you is you're going to want a pad of paper. Now I'm going to post this survey, so you don't have to write down the questions, but you want to really pay attention to the answers. You want to write down what she says. So first of all, it isn't part of this, but I'm just going to say, so Katie, give me a snapshot of what your life looks like. Do you have kids? Do you work? Tell me your scoop.
It's super busy. I play the role of mostly mom and dad both times. I work 2 jobs. I'm hurt off of one of them, which caused me to lose the second one. So basically scrambling month to month. So, you know, adding things feels like a lot right now, but um, you know, it's it is what it is.
Okay, so 2 kids, kind of doing it all, had 2 jobs, lost both due to this injury. And
Yeah.
so it's just kind of feeling like that's tough. Well,
Yes.
I want to thank you for your time, and I want you to know that you're helping with training. So whether you're interested in another opportunity or not, I just appreciate you being there for training. So let me ask you just a series of questions, then of course we can go from there. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I want to ask you is tell me, what is your favorite Mary Kay product? And I know you haven't bought everything from me, but what is your favorite so far?
I got a gift of satin hands, and I love that from my ladies at church. I love it. It's lasted a really long time, and since I don't know everything, the products very well, like that is something that I would want to gift somebody because I love it so much.
Nice, nice. So what's a product that you would like to try?
I've heard a lot about some wrinkle filler thing, and would love to try that out because I'm starting to get the 11 thing going on up here, and so yeah, I've heard from a few people about it. I would love to try that.
So it's dynamic wrinkle limiter. It's new. It's amazing. So great. Okay. So is there a product that you wish we had that maybe we don't have?
Um, Maybe hair stuff,
Hair care.
stuff for hair. Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is we back in the day, many decades ago, we actually had hair care. And they keep changing a lot of the regulation. And Mary Kay decided we can't be great at everything. So, but no, I agree. That would be fun. So, what is your favorite way to try the products? Are you an in-person person? Have me come over and let you try stuff? Are you mail me samples and rather do it virtually? What's your favorite way to try product?
I would say mail it to me, but I know myself, it's gonna go probably in a pile. So I really want to help this friend out that wants this survey. And so I would say in person because I'm more likely to do it in person.
Okay. And I have to say, I think it's a lot of fun to pamper people in person.
Yes.
Because there's some stuff we don't have depth samples of, like satin hands and satin lips and stuff. So let me share with you, and I don't know if you have a piece of paper handy, but let me share with you 5 fun facts about Mary Kay. Is that okay? And I
Yeah.
don't know if you even know any of these, and afterwards you can tell me if you know any of these. So first of
Okay.
all, one of the things is that we are US based and we make all of our own product in Texas. It's right outside of Dallas, Texas. We make all of our own product. Another fun fact is that we make a 50% discount, and you probably don't know that.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, that's the highest commission paid in the direct selling industry. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so when I sell 200, 100 goes in my pocket. The other
No
thing I want
way.
to share with you is our company philosophy is that God or your faith should come first, family second, and career third. Not 33rd, but third. That was always the philosophy of our company.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's that it kind of sets us apart from a lot of other people. The other thing that our company
Yeah.
does do is we have no monthly quotas or minimums. So there are some other direct selling companies out there where you have to purchase so much per month in order to stay an active consultant or whatever. And in Mary Kay, you have to order at least $225 once a year.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, which was a big deal to me because when I joined, I was in college, and so it wasn't. I had no time, so thank God there wasn't a quota. And the other thing that's great too is that Mary Kay started a foundation supporting cancers affecting women and helping end domestic violence. And that has been something that the foundation has raised millions and millions of dollars, and every year raises millions for that. And it's just so nice to see that the company really wants to give back. And they're very environmentally conscious because they have our warehouse that was or our new manufacturing plant that was built the year before COVID is actually got 100% renewable energy and it has zero landfill status, meaning not one thing is thrown away. It's all reused and repurposed. The other one last quick thing, and I know this is probably 6 facts, but is, and this to me was a big deal, is that we offer our customers 100% satisfaction guarantee. You probably have a drawer, Katie, in your bathroom that has stuff in it that you're like, well, I feel guilty throwing it away because I paid 20, 30, $40 for that product. I don't like it or I don't like the color, but I don't want to throw it away. So you have it in a drawer thinking maybe someday you'll like it or something. So
Yeah.
Mary Kay will never be in that drawer because at any point, I don't care if it's within 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, a year, you are not in love with what you got. All you do is call your consultant and say, I'm not in love with this, and you can get your money back or exchange it. Now, what your consultant does with this, or if you become a consultant, what you would do with that is return it to Mary Kay by an email. So it makes it super easy to do. So,
Oh,
okay, so
wow.
my next question to you is what is the most appealing part about the Mary Kay business opportunity? Like of all the stuff you just heard, what part would be the most appealing?
Definitely the discount. That is incredible. My there's three things I think that stuck out the most to me. The discount, um, you know, the money back guarantee. Um, well, four, or maybe it's hard because with the way the world is going, yeah, I do have a drawer full, and while something might seem expensive sometimes in a catalog, it's crazy how much like garbage items I might buy that add up to way more than that. So I'd rather get quality over quantity and
Yep.
and have it be something that I use and knowing that your packaging and all that goes into you know you know the ideas around landfills really I like that a lot, but most of all is having my faith be something important to me, and you don't hear a lot of companies talk about faith being first on their agenda, as their
Yeah. Or
business.
faith
So
even
that
being on
means,
the agenda. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I totally get it.
or
So
even,
I'm
yeah,
curious.
being allowed to talk about.
Well,
So
if you were to
that's,
become a consultant, Katie, what would be your reason?
um, I would love to get in on the discount and, um, be a part of a business that puts faith first. It sounds kind of like it's something that I might be able to go at whatever pace I'm comfortable at, I'm guessing,
Hmm.
with how you described it. So I could kind of ease it into my busy life and make room for it as, I get to know it more and, it'll
Okay.
find a bigger spot, hopefully.
So I'm curious, if you were to become a consultant, what would you want to get out of it?
Um, I would definitely love, this friend of mine. I've noticed her gaining like, financial freedom in ways that, you know, she's going out a lot more. I've noticed her and her husband just took a trip. Little things that we used to not be able to do together because we're kind of in the same financial bracket. She's being able to do. And so sometimes someone thinks financial freedom and right away they think it's all credit card debt gone or all student loans gone. But sometimes it comes in stages, and I'm seeing that for her. So I would love that. And I would love to build that up to where what total financial freedom for me, you
Okay.
know, is possible.
Oh, absolutely. And then plus you save a lot of money with the 50% discount.
Yes.
So what would you actually consider becoming a consultant?
Yeah, after this talk, yeah. I mean, the hearing about the quality of the product, the 50% discount, and then, everything else pretty much gets wrapped up in my beliefs and my ethics. I would be willing to give it a try for sure.
Okay. So how do you like getting information about Mary Kay, like products, training, what's going on? Do you prefer everything coming by email? Do you prefer Facebook or texting or phone calls? What's your preference?
I I am like a two-way type of learner, so I love to see things on Facebook because it's visual, it's right there. I'm on there, and I might scroll into things further, but I also like tangible stuff. So getting something in the mail that I can look at, like if you guys have catalogs, that kind of stuff, I like to like hold those and look at those instead of seeing those just on a website. So
Digital.
I call
Okay.
it, yeah, a
So
hybrid.
Facebook and mail. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Is there any way you don't like to receive communication? Like, is there anything that you just absolutely like, don't like texting or don't like phone calls, or is there anything you don't like?
Sometimes phone calls are hard for me. I'm learning to kind of schedule phone calls in that I need to do for my other job. So, um, you know, I can, yeah, that would have been my answer before, but if we can phone schedule those in, then that would be fine.
Okay, great. Okay. And then I guess my last question is just to say thank you for your time and your support and of course being a client or wherever you are in that thing. And at that point, you guys, that's the end of the survey. Now, what I would probably do is I would pursue that one step further and say to Katie and say, so Katie, is there anything that would hold you back from getting started now since it's only $20?
And um, gosh, this was a thing. Um, it's only $20 to start. I don't need to buy a bunch of inventory right up front or
No,
anything.
you do not. In fact, you have the option of doing 20 now. And then if you want the starter bag, I can actually screen share a picture. And I would, at that point, pull up the picture of the starter kit and say, you actually have 2 weeks from the day you join. So hypothetically, if you join today, you'd have 2 weeks from today to decide if you want to get that additional tote bag with $400 worth of product in it. If you're going to work 100% virtually, you might not need it. But again, if you're not using Mary Kay skincare, you're not out on everything, you get over $400 worth of products. So not only skincare, but you get a full set of microderm and a charcoal mask and the CC cream and an eye makeup remover. So you get all of that, 2 sets of skincare. So it's really an incredible value, but the only thing you'd have to decide now is to dip your toe in the shallow end and give it a try, and it's $20. And that gets you your website and credit card processing.
Oh wow, that's not a lot. I can commit to $20.
Okay. Well, I'd love to have you on my team. And then the other thing, you guys, I would probably ask is say, Katie, if in your wildest dreams, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would be something right away on your wish list that you would love to do with your Mary Kay money?
Gosh.
Like, is there something you'd love to go out and buy? for your family, for you, or anything?
How
What would
big
you do
can
with
it
your
be?
first, huh?
I said, how big can we make this?
It's your dream, babe. You can make it as big as you want. What would you
I
love?
okay, I okay, so for me, financial freedom means that my yearly trips to the ocean, I'm not pouring it into hotels and stuff. That even if it's like a one bedroom little spot near the ocean, that can be something in the family forever, like the one that I had that I got to grow up in that, got sold by family. I would love to be able to be closer to my favorite place on earth
So you
and
want to, are
share
you
that.
saying you'd like to own a beach house or you want to go visit one?
Yes. I would love
Oh,
to own my own little, like, no matter how small it is, my own little beach house, my own little
own a
spot
beach.
on the beach.
Okay. That's exciting. That's something like that is incredibly motivating. And just closing your eyes and visualizing, listening and laying in bed at night, hearing the waves crashing
Oh,
and
yeah.
hearing the seagulls going overhead and all of that. Well, you know what it is? It's about making a little bit of extra money, doing just a little bit more and getting results. And what's fun is when you start getting a little bit of results, it's like when you first start a diet, you don't lose any weight, it's not as motivating. And then as soon as your genes don't hurt when you put them on and they're comfortable. And you're like, wow, as soon as you get that little bit of result, it snowballs and you're like, man, I've already lost 2 pounds. What else could I do? And same thing with that is like if your first $1,000 you save for a down payment is like your first thousand. It's like, okay, well, what else could I do? And maybe you know somebody in the family that wants to be an investor that doesn't really care if they go to use it, but they'd like the tax benefits of going halves on you. So you could always approach a family member and say, do you want to split this property? We can put together a schedule. You can have it half the time. I'll have it half the time. And
That'd be amazing.
that
Yeah.
could be something you could even get it sooner.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
is there anything, Katie, that I didn't tell you about Mary Kay that you'd want to ask me before I let you go? And I'll send you an agreement link. Is there anything
Um,
else you want to ask?
how many members should I think of wanting on my team? Like, what is your ideal number? Like, for now that you know what my goal is, what, you know, how many members would you think I should have on
Well, if
my
you have a piece of
team?
paper in front of you, what I would do is I would do them at little tiers. So the first tier I would get you to is a red jacket. You probably like prizes, I'm assuming. And so a red jacket is the first level of management, and that's when you have three on your team. They all make their 50%, you make your 50, but out of Mary Kay's 50, Mary Kay will pay you 4%, 6%, or 8%, depending how much you order and they order, but not out of their 50% out of Mary Kay's pocket. But that's your first level. And again, if you want to, you could call your love checks, which is what Mary Kay calls them, those checks, the commission checks from your team, you could call that your beach house love money. Oh my God,
Oh,
I got an $80 beach house check and slap it in the bank. I mean, if you don't need it to live on, then sock it away,
yeah.
you
Oh, that's
know?
awesome. Yeah.
And so you can literally, so I would say the first tier I would shoot for is three. And then the next lump, if you're writing this down, is five, and that's team leader. And that's when your commissions get to at least 9%, 9 to 13. And then I would get to, honestly, at that point we can talk about directorship because at directorship, I mean, I have 72 personal team members. So every month my team building commission is between $1,000 and $2,500. So if you started
Wow.
putting $1,000 a month into a savings account for a beach house in 6 months, you've saved $6,000.
Wow. That's
So
incredible.
anything is possible. Anything is possible. But I think the whole beach house, man, I'd find your ideal beach house and put that on your phone and everything. So I'm super excited. Thank you so much for doing the survey. And of course, I would hope when you join on my team that you can think of three people that you would like to do that survey with you and I and them, because that's how you're going to build your team as well.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for
I,
your time.
I'm excited for you. Thanks.